Welcome back, gamers. The doctor's in. Come on into my games room. First thing when you come into my games room, you notice I got two big TVs. And one of my favorite things I have is this giant tube TV. It's ridiculous. It has built-in handles. In fact, it's the largest tube TV that size. And how we came to get it was one Super Bowl Sunday late in the 90s. My aunt won it from Circuit City, and they called her live on the radio, and they thought she was actually being punked, and she hung up on them on the radio.
Hello, congratulations, you just won a TV! Hello?
Luckily, they called back and told her that she won this giant TV. It was coming, and the whole event was catered. It was super awesome. And now I use it for all my 8-bit and 16-bit games. And mounted above it, I have a TCL. It's really big, it's on a swivel, so everyone can get the right angle and play those new games on it. Caught me in the middle of setting all my consoles. Right now, everything's gonna be hooked up both through HDMI and through my big TV. Everything's gonna have individual power on-offs. Those old console bricks get really warm, you leave them plugged in all the time. But another great aspect of my games room, the World Nintendo sign. The World Nintendo sign would hang in like KB's Toys, Blockbusters, and other retail shops and let you know you got official Nintendo games here. Ever since I saw The Wizard, I've always wanted a complete NES set. I've been pursuing that pretty hard. I'm down to just 150 games that's licensed North American retail release. My favorite ones I did custom universal game cases for, and then the rest of them I have down here. They're all easy to grab. I can plug them in and play them at any time. I have 4 Billy bookcases for my game collection. Right now I have NES going across, and I'm using acid-free poster board. It fits 44 individual carts or 29 in game cases. Being one of the OG repro makers here in Oregon, I have an extensive repro and homebrew collection. I enjoy having the physical media, being able to put those cartridges in, and I have that right here in between my Universal game cases and my loose cart collection. Right next to NES, being the NES doctor, I have to have more Nintendo, so Switch is my biggest collection right now. I'm not necessarily going for a complete set, but most of my stuff is pretty rare, interesting, and different, so I import a lot. Having the Switch being region-free really opens it up, and being 2019, the internet's a thing. So the majority of all of these games are from other countries that never got a release here, or they're limited run games. There's so many different short print indie developers and publishers right now. It's a great time to collect for the Switch. You can get some really rare stuff. Prime example, Japan got Rockman Anniversary Collection 2 physical release. Well, we just got a download code. I plan for the future and I want to have a physical collection, so it was important for me to import this. And it only cost me about $5 more. One of my favorite imports was the Bayonetta Maximum Climax Edition, and it was the only way to get the physical release for 1 and 2. One of the games came as a download code only, and I got in right when that was announced, and I got it for retail price. Right now it's pushing up to $250, even $300, so you can get that physical release. Another kind of weird game that was Japan only in Asia country is Panty Party. This is a really good shmup. You fly around as a pair of underwear attacking other pairs of underwear. It's so weird. We never get that here. Now everyone tries to get marker off of their carts. Some I try to put marker on. Like this Tetris game, it's signed by Thor Ackerlund. He was the first place person for the Nintendo World Championship, and Robin Murahara, who was the 3rd place. Also, I have Mortal Kombat, signed by the original artist. He was at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo for 2019. It was super cool to meet him. He was a really down-to-earth guy. I got a marquee signed, this, and my cartridge, and some really fun trivia. Most people don't know they mirrored the dragon, so it's flipped after the first release of the arcade. So I have a nearly complete Amiibo set. It's really hard to keep up with, but it's something I love. At one point I was doing the World Nintendo figures, and then Amiibo came out, and it was just so much cooler. They're so detailed nowadays. The new Link's Awakening Amiibo is a great example of the detail they're starting to add to these. I'm still missing QB, so if you have that Japanese exclusive, hit me up. I'm still looking for it.
do it! Just do it!
So space was an issue in my game room at one point, so actually I had to open all my Amiibo to get them to fit. Right now I have them stacked 3 high, and I'm using Genesis cases. And something in the future I'd really want to do is use inserts to kind of give them a background or a shadow box look, a theme. So I could do like brick for the Mario section, and I can use tall grass for the Link section, and just really make it customized for each grouping of Amiibo. Something else I'm passionate about is Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Mainly just Mighty Morphin. I'm a big fan of the Green Ranger. I was able to secure the green helmet. I also have the white helmet that should be coming next month. And Starlight Studios did props for all the communicators, so you know what time it is.
It's morphin' time!
It's morphin' time. It's morphin' time.
Yeah! We're back! We're ready to morph into action!
Something that's really awesome here, I have custom morphers done. So Lord Draken is a new universe idea of if Tommy stayed bad and he gets the green and white ranger power, and then he goes and takes on all the other Power Rangers. So I have custom props for that character, and hopefully in the future they're going to release some more figures for him. This is my main Mercy. First season of Overwatch, I was actually top 500 Mercy main. Some people say she's a heal bot, but it takes a high level of skill. If you ever watch people play Overwatch in the Overwatch League and OWL, you see that Mercy players are constantly power jumping, flying around, and doing crazy maneuvers that was never designed originally in the game. And that's how I play. That's how you stay at master level. We play a lot of games here. You need a solid couch. I got this from Josh, the Game Father, for just $5. He even delivered it. I was able to refurbish this leather couch, put a new slip over it. These pillows came from IKEA. The covers for them are AliExpress, and I was really surprised at the quality. Basically, each pillow only cost me about $5 to make, and I think it really just adds to my theme of the game room. So in this corner is my handheld section. So I had a complete 3DS set at one point, and was like, I'm never gonna play Nintendo Cats, and Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader all the time. So I decided to split with it, and use the proceeds for that to focus on my NES set. One of the things I really wanted was this. This is the rarest 3DS game. They're region free, so most people who think the 3DS system is region locked by software, it's kind of. But when you go to the Louvre, they have basically audio tours. They'll check you out a 3DS, ties around your neck, and this cartridge. And you can walk around and look at all the paintings and sculptures, and it gives you information about them. Nintendo partnered with the Louvre, and they're super rare. Only occasionally, a couple times a year, they'll actually sell these cartridges. This one's sealed, and you might be able to get away with one if you're really quick at running and you still have the cartridge with you. But other than that, you can buy it in the gift shop for pretty expensive, and this is region free. They have other versions for German and Spanish and other languages, and it's my understanding they're all cross-platform compatible. So I have a pretty humble Genesis and PS2 and PS3 collection comparatively. This is one of the first games I imported. It's a shmup. I don't remember what it's called, but it's getting up there in price, and I love playing it. So it's similar if you played Pocky and Rocky. It's a cute 'em up, and it's very Japanese looking, and there's lots of demons. I'm not great at shmups, but I was able to beat this, and it's one of my favorite PS3 games I have. Now, I also do a ton of importing, and that's a common theme through my game room, and I love Super Famicom and Famicom. This is a really interesting cart. Basically, you would take this cartridge after you purchase it down to your local convenience store, and you're able to put new games on it. It's kind of like the first eShop. So there's 7 slots depending on how big the game is, and you can have 7 different games put on here. And when I do large importing of Super Famicom games, I occasionally get this. And it's really cool because in recent years, they're finding undumped ROMs. So games that haven't been released for retail and are not on the internet. So you can potentially get a really rare game that way.
Paging the Nintendo doctor. Your 4 o'clock appointment, dear.
Unfortunately, I got another patient coming. Thanks for checking out the game room. If you want us to come back, stop by and see the secretary on the way out.
And I want to give a super shout out to my Patreon supporters: Dan Buchanan, Joey Ellis, George Sandoval, Joseph Riviera, Nintendo, Joe Sheevy, David Apuzzo, Maynard, Brian Culpepper, TechWizX, Matthew Hannigan, Alex Kaz, A.N. Oshie, and Amanda Bartlett. Link below if you want to join, and I'll see you later.